Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Hey, Charlene. Hi, Charlene. Hi. Hi, Char. All right. Oh, Friday today. Had to think about that because, Monday was a holiday. So today, Friday. Whew. Um, well, one thing was brought to my attention, and I try, but anyways, I don't. What I do, okay, hello. What I do, I try to bring you information, not to be a negative person, you know, um, but try to bring you the information as best as I can. And sometimes the information that I bring isn't always seeming cheery, you know, cheerio, chop, but it's giving you the facts of the 411 of the cray cray of what's going on and the shenanigans that are happening. And that's huge, I feel, in understanding. And I know I get it. I feel it too with this energy, and I feel it too with everything, else in my life, that I have to go minute by minute. I can't sometimes just I just have to take things in stride. And it's important to take things in stride because it's not only the heaviness of the energies, and we have this, with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces. This is almost like losing your spiritual grip, right? And trying to get the grip, trying to get everything together. And sometimes it's very difficult to get everything together. So, before I begin, and I don't know if he's still here, but anyways, hello everybody. My name's Mary June Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and I'm coming to you with a 411. I just automatically just start chatting sometimes. And I am coming to you from lovely Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and bringing you this 411 of the shenanigans is something I do on a daily, try to do on a daily basis. Sometimes I don't always make every day, but I try my darndest. We have our beautiful luminaries. Our luminaries in the sky are the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are the luminaries. They always go forward, they never retrograde. And they are our spiritual guidance, right? So the sun is our outward. Here I am the sun. So wherever your sun is in your chart, because everybody, if you ask somebody, oh, what is your sign? Automatically people will say, oh, I am a Leo, I am a Scorpio, I'm a Virgo, I'm a Gemini, I'm a. That's your sun sign. Your moon sign is your internal core. That's your internal guidance. So wherever your moon is within your chart, that's your internal guidance. So you have your outward, where how you show up, right? So you're showing up for something. So right now we have a sun in Leo. So that, we want to shine. We can feel that even though you might be another sign, say in Aquarius, but when the sun is in, say, Leo, because you can feel it. You're just like, yeah, I really want to get out there. It's summertime. It's so nice out, and I just want to connect with people. Yet there's so many other aspects that are going on with this that contribute to other feelings that are coming in. And sometimes that has to do with the moon. Now, the moon is in Libra, and it wants to bring in the balance and wants to bring in, you know, a substance of some sort for ourselves, and try to look at things. The dispositor, or the ruler of Libra, is Venus, and she's not happy. She's in Virgo. So she's not really happy. The sun, this moon really wants us to bring forth, positivity, and yet we have the lovely little Venus, sitting there in Gemini, or in Virgo, with Mercury, who's retrograde, trying to figure things out and trying to process things. And this is where, when we have this, there's a yod, just a little yod in there, and the midpoint is almost the midpoint, is that lovely Virgo energy of Mercury and Venus. And this is where it's like, okay, I got, I need to find, it's like I need to find a solution to this problem. But with the quincunx that are in the sky right now, quincunx is like an itch you can't scratch, right? So there's a problem there, but you can't really figure out the problem. It's there. And we know there's a problem, but we can't find a solution to the problem. And this isn't about hitting your head on the wall. This is about refocusing to adjust to your attitude, like to refocus, to readjust because of the extremes that are out there. The extremes wants to go on all the adventures, wants to get it all, wants to do it all, wants to solve all the problems, blah, blah, blah. And you get exhausted, you get overwhelmed, and your body goes into, complete shutdown, and you just like, fuck, what am I doing? Right? It just is a little bit crazy over here. So we have to find that equilibrium. We have to find that balance within ourselves. And there's a constant reminder to take, to release what we don't understand. And that too is Saturn retrograde in Pisces, to release what we don't understand, because there's some things we just don't get. Like, we can see maybe a solution, or we can try to understand what is happening, and we can shake our head and say, this is unjust, this isn't right, blah blah, but there is this piece, or this part, that we have to release it, because we can't, it's just, we can't solve that problem. And sometimes that rips us apart inside. We get, the blame and the guilt and the shame, and all of that goes through us. But here it is like, we want to come in and step into a lot of a spiritual. And we sometimes, especially, we're going back to that Saturn and then Neptune, is that especially Saturn will make you like, oh, it's their problem, it's never my problem, it's them over there, it's the government, it's this, it's that, blah blah blah. So we'll make the problem other than who we are or what we are. It's always somebody else's problem. And we're feeling it, we're feeling the overwhelmness, we're feeling like, oh yeah, that has to be their problem, it can't be mine. But there's a subconscious part that's coming in, that we have to really dive deep into our subconscious, dive deep into our inner selves, to really realize, okay, you know what? There's a spiritual block here. There's some block within me, and I need to really, I don't understand it. I may not see it, but I need to give it up to the Holy Spirit, and ask for inner peace and a miracle. I need to allow myself to release in some way. We're coming up to the 3/4 square moon on Sunday, and that's, the moon will be entering into Scorpio this weekend. So the moon from Libra is going up to, when it gets into Scorpio, we're really going to feel a craziness. We're really going to feel a stirring within inside of ourselves, because there's a fixed sign, Scorpio, Sun in a fixed sign, Leo, and they're squaring. And so we have to find that place, that spot of releasement, because the square can be very tough, especially when it's an internal one. We're not able to shine as brightly as we want to shine. We're not able to proceed the way that we would like to proceed. And this is where we really have to find that happy spot, like Peter Pan, with the lost boys and the food, there's a scene there. Well, there's a scene where, oh, well, what are we going to eat? And well, imagine what you want to eat. And just, they start eating, and everything, starts to sort of happen. Or if you want to get somewhere, find that happy spot. And that's where we're at. We got to find the happiness. We got to find the good that is going on in our life. We got to find the good that's going on within our world. And especially when there is such distraught and feeling of the doom and the gloom and the on the edge of World War III. We're trying to find something or trying to find something, how can we make sense of this? But you can't make sense of it because it's nonsense. It's nonsense. There's no way of making sense to all of this. So your best to really come and find the love and the laughter and the love, life, and laughter. Find that core that makes you sing in however way that is, because the universe, what's bringing forth is this physical, mental element, and this is where it can get very tough because we want to figure out how to navigate all of this, how to get through all of this. And we want to get back into a secure vibe. We want to feel security and safety. But we can get so bombarded by the un well, they're calling it the unrealistic realm that is coming out in front of us and showing us all what we don't understand, showing us that itch we can't scratch. And so we have to readjust. And this can be, this is kind of like a mechanical thing, but it's deeply spiritual and deeply embedded within us that we can do this. And this is where we come into finding that, yeah, this is a grind. It's not exactly, skipping along the road and saying, ha 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 he ho 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 ho. There you go. That's my imitation of, but this is where finding that better space inside. And it takes, as I said, minute by minute. So it's not going to be something grandeur, because you might be feeling the weight of the world, the weight of things that you may not understand come around you. And so this is very important to find those pieces within you, that so that you can be easy on self in the intensity that's coming forward and finding the balance. And this is where we might feel that we're losing grip on our spiritual selves, losing grip on our reality, losing grip on this physical. And then I say to you, this is all an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's not real. I teach that in my journey club. And when I like it's not real. Go around your room and say, "Oh, that's not real. Is this table real? It feels real, but it's an illusion." When you start, because then you're starting to detach. When you begin to detach, then you're able to come into a place of, "Oh, okay." It's not saying you can't have beautiful, nice things. It's not saying that Aunt Martha's china doesn't have any sentimental feelings for you. It does. But what it's saying is that it really isn't real. And when we can sort of take that step back from it, then we can get a better realistic look at our own self and come into that spiritual realm and find the happiness. Find the happiness in it. It's like taking Aunt Martha's china and enjoying it instead of hiding it away. Because it's like, okay, that makes me happy. It makes me happy when I put my biscuits out there with my tea. That makes me happy. It makes me happy when I do that, even though, this is allowing me to enjoy that what I do have around me, but without an attachment to it, if that makes any sense. And sometimes it's very difficult because we get so attached that this has to be it. This has to be the outcome. It has to look this way. And if it doesn't look the way that you want it to look, then that's where you can get hung up. It's like my life has to look this way because I'm X years old and my life needs to be this way because that's the way it is. But this is again taking you to step back and saying, is that true? Does it have to look that way? In every moment and everything that we do, we are living up to our perfection. We are living up to the truth of who we are, even when we stumble and fall. And how we perceive the stumbling and the falling, because we all do, if we can take it and just allow for the stumble and allow for the fall and say, you know what? Okay, this is fine. This is fine where I'm at right now. It may not be the greatest place, but right now it's fine. And I can take each day as it unfolds for me. And I can give it up to the Holy Spirit and ask for that inner peace and a miracle. So I can step forward each and every moment, each and every minute, especially when life is feeding me things I don't want. And even though it's feeding me things I don't want, I can embrace and find beauty that is around me. And that could be you go for a walk and you find raspberries, a raspberry bush out in the back alley, you know, or you can, witness something beautiful happening before you, right? And that's where this, in order for us to get through, a lot of this intense heaviness that is here and the intensity that is growing in and around us, even though you may not sort of, see it in front of you, but you can kind of feel it, right? You could feel the uneasiness, the craziness, or what's going on. This is where you're able to come into a place, okay, what does make me happy? Where is my laughter? What makes me laugh? Where's that connection that I need to have? And finding that connection within oneself is important. And finding your connection with God and the God that you perceive to be your God, and that's so, so important, especially when we feel this. We have an opposition with Chiron, and Chiron, am I going to be the victim to my ego? Am I going to allow myself to be victimized and think of myself, oh, woe is me, oh shit, oh this, whatever that is. And this is where we want to come above, this is when we're going to come above and taking the strides to know that this too shall pass. And I know that sounds cliche-ish, but it's true. This too shall pass. In amongst the craziness and the chaos and the uncertainty that we are all going through, it will pass and we will find. But I know everybody wants it to pass now. We want to be better now. We want to get over this now. We don't want to continue going through this anymore, whatever it is. But this is why we come in here as light workers. This is why we come in here to be that shining light, right? So be kind to yourself. Take it moment by moment. That's what I'm doing. That's all I can do. Some moments are better. Some minutes are better than other minutes. But blessings always show up in some way, some crazy way. A blessing shows up. A friend comes over and has some tea with me. Someone takes me to the store. So it's a blessing. There's blessings everywhere. And you look at those blessings and you thank them and thank the divine for giving you these blessings in your life and how they show up. If Charlene lived closer, she'd be my personal chauffeur. I don't know. We could get into a lot of trouble if you're my personal chauffeur, you know. Could be fun. Well, I have physio today. I have physio this morning. Tomorrow, I have a massage for the first time. And so that'll be cool. And I got my bus pass. I'm a bus pass person. So I got my bus pass. And so, yeah, just taking strides into into a positive way. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we can get lost in what was very easily, you know. The Six of Cups comes in, and it we get lost. We get lost in, like, oh, I remember when this was, and it's great to remember certain things. It really is. It's really nice to remember and have a little bit of that memories of what was, but it's not to stay there, right? We have to move forward. It's so important for us to be moving forward right now. And yeah, I mean, we get the moon reversed. So the moon comes in and it's reversed. And so that can bring in a lot of uncertainty, unable to really find that strength that we would like to have within inside ourselves. And the moon reversed is really a it's an indication of turmoil. So that's why we want to escape to the past, because there's turmoil, there's deception, or if you're experiencing some kind of fear, you want to find some form of escapism, right? So continue to confront the fear, right? Look at the fear and say, what is it? Because fear is just an emotion that we have that just needs to have, to not to be afraid of, to not to hide away from it, but to confront it. And when we can confront the fear, then we can the fear subsides, right? And we can move forward. But if we allow for the fear to take hold of us, we can get lost in a very, very deep hole. So listen to your dreams and your psychic visions and your intuitions, because they're going to provide you a clearer direction. And don't hesitate to seek out counsel, right? Because, we may not have the direction or the clarity coming into us right now. And it might feel like, oh my God, I'm not getting it. So that's where we have to either get the counseling, an outside person who can look at the things, or look at things in a more objective way for you. That's why, getting a reading, getting your chart done and things, is helpful. Is just helpful. And then coming back into that place to bring you that self-confidence for oneself. So finding that life, that joy, that peace within oneself is so important. And I'm going to say it's not going to be easy. It will be a minute by minute right now. And that's okay. That's okay. We just take it, enjoy it, and, you know, have a sip of tea, get your coffee, have a biscuit, and go forward. So we have um, the astrology club is going to be starting on September 9th. I did put for the 10th as well. So depending on which day works for people, if the 9th works better, we'll do it on the 9th. It's a Monday evening. So we're going to have that. That starts on September 9th. And then we also have the full moon readings that are going to be coming up. So if you're wanting to purchase a full moon reading, get a hold of me. And or if you want to get moon readings for the rest of the year, they're $360 for the rest of the year. So that means that you're going to be getting moon readings, a full moon and new moon reading each month until the end of the year. We also have, what do you call it? What do you call that thing? We have Reiki classes that are going to be coming up. So The Reiki classes will be coming up in September. So, and the dates that I have been looking at for them is that level 1 Reiki will be on the 14th and 15th. Masters, masters to what do you call it? Level 3 masters, level 2 and masters, man, is going to be on the 21st and 22nd. So if you are interested in getting those, get a hold of me and we'll go from there. So yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So we got a few things happening in September and then going on into October. So onward and upwards, everybody. And may the Lord Almighty watch over and bless each and every one of you and all you say and all you be and all you do. Keep positive out there. Be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. And let your light shine in all that you say and all you be and all you do. So have a blessed one, everyone. Bye-bye.